Welcome back at WNST, Towson, Baltimore, and Baltimore Positive. We are merging the streams. I swear it's not like, health insurance in this country or a plan or anything like that. It's not a politician lie. WNST.net, Baltimore Positive, all coming together in one place. And we've even managed to bring all of our sponsors along with us for incredible insights and all the stuff that we do here on the radio. Todd Schuler is one of those guys, and when this whole thing started with Blondell Miller Schuler, I thought that Mark Miller would be coming on. I've given up all hope on that. I've just decided that I'm going to make you my new friend, Todd, that I'm going to abandon all, 41 years of friendship with Mark Miller, and I'm only going to see him the next time I get in an accident and I need you guys.
Yeah, I mean, he's a tough guy to pin down. He's a hardworking man. So, I'm pretty much, I'm going to have to be your guy,
I have threatened the 7th grade yearbook. I've threatened the 11th grade yearbook. I think his hair might have been funny that year. He looks really good in a senior picture, though. He looks like he was going to turn out okay in a senior picture. So I don't want to show that one because it's too cleaned up. But give him my best, all right? And tell him,
He's looking really sharp, Nestor, on our website. And I know you've had recent website work, and you're merging everything together, but Blondell Miller and Schuler and damngoodlawyer.com is looking pretty sharp. Mark and I got the back-to-back. We got the pro photographers in.
Hold on. Let me show you how nifty I can be these days. And at some point, we're going to get you a real mic, and I'm going to give you a hard time about it. But look, there's Mark Miller. He's appeared on the show, right? We finally have him appearing on the show. There it is. Injury lawyers committed to setting things right. They are in Essex. Personal injury and workers' compensation lawyers. And I play the ads for you guys, and everybody knows where you are and all that stuff. But I have you on to be the breath of fresh air. You're the positive part of Baltimore Positive in a week when it's Baltimore versus Washington this week, right? And I'm trying to, in the middle of a plague, in the middle of a week where we have clearly a president of the United States who's an infant, who, parades around on TV in the way that – so we have all these things we could talk about, but it's Baltimore versus Washington this week, right? So this used to, really anger up the Dundalk and the Essex and guys like us in the Calvert Halls and say, we're Baltimore, they're Washington. What happened to the rivalry? Did it go away when we can't say the R word anymore?
Well, it's not much of a rivalry now. The only, right? I mean, they haven't had much of a football team over the last decade or two.
They better not beat us this week. You better don't. Come on now. It's a little early in the week. Talk trash now. Come on.
Hey, not only that, you want to talk jumping to Sundays a little aggressive early. How about the great Baltimore week that this is and what we're missing out on? I mean, they're running the Preakness on Saturday. So we got to get a horse race through, and then we got to beat our brothers. I consider them our brothers. Washington's sort of Baltimore's big brother down there, and it's fun to beat up on them.
Whoa! You're accepting of that? Really? I mean, you're just going to have me accept that they're
the kind of big brother that you can beat in sports. They're a non-threatening big brother, but they're larger. And a lot of those dudes down there in Bowie and Prince George's County, think of these poor suckers for a minute. Just give them your sympathy. Just like us, they root for the Orioles all summer long.
Nah, they gave that up. They
got to root for the Redskins.
It's too easy if you live in Columbia or Laurel to give up the Orioles over the last 15 years. And I think the empty seats speak to that. But I think it's a whole different thing when, let's say your dad was a Redskins fan and you're from Bethesda or you're from pick any of those, New Carrollton. Pick anywhere you want down there. Anywhere that's an exit. New Hampshire Road, Connecticut Street, whatever. Any of those places, and you've loved the Redskins, and you did all of that, and then Dan buys the team and Rex. I guess it is like Angelo's, but they're sort of now. They're trying to transition. Look, they're trying to get Santana Moss on around here this week, and they're changing the organization. They brought the lawyers in to clean it up now for the league and all this. But it is a fascinating case study, and I know that you speak for this as a former politician, as a person that considers yourself a civic leader in many ways. That leadership is everything for our country, for our football team, for our city, for our government. I see the Johnny O behind you, so I know how important you think leadership is, but this really is a case study of what Dan Snyder had and what Steve Bisciotti had in terms of the marketplace, what Peter Angelos had and what Washington and Ted Lerner had in regards to the marketplace, and what those franchises, all four of them, because it used to be two, right? It was only the Orioles and the Redskins, then the Ravens come in, then the Nationals come in, and it should be more of a rivalry, right? Like, it should be more of us and them and us and Pittsburgh and Cleveland and the way we feel about it. But in a Baltimore-Washington week, it's like, I don't hate the former – I'm going to say the R word all week. I don't want to say it because it is the, like, I'm trying to get away. I'm still calling the Padres San Diego, Todd. So, I mean, it's part of it. But the thing about it with this football team is that you almost feel sorry for them, right? Like, as a neighbor – there's no Nationals fan that doesn't feel sorry for an Orioles fan right now, right?
As an Oriole fan, you have to feel sorry for Redskins fan. My wife's a Browns fan. Like, there's fan groups that we have to identify with as Orioles group. But touching on the leadership again, because I think that's the thread you wanted to go, and I hate to keep driving it back to horse racing, but there is nothing in this city that people want to rally around more than the Preakness. And I believe that somebody, some group, I don't know who it is. It's certainly not Stronach and all of that. And I don't know if it's a citizens group, and I don't know if it's a politicians group or whatever else. But who is going to rally the city around the horse race, which could be our Kentucky Derby? They tried to bring in a few years ago the IndyCar race, and it never stuck, and things like that. We have a naturally built-in resource. We have a blank canvas in Northwest Baltimore that is dying for somebody to come in there and renovate it and turn it into, mixed use housing and whatever else they're going to do. But who's going to rally us toward that? We had all this momentum going into legislative session last year. I've read on your blog the other day that
I got this for you, Todd. You see this right here? This is my Keep the Preakness in Baltimore pen. This was given to me by a guy that looked like Martin O'Malley that turned out to be his brother at the Preakness a year and a half ago. I think Matt Gallagher and Martin Knott and some other folks were involved in making sure that I had this. I wore it on my Cole Roofing hat for a long time. I had it on there and it turns out it's the other Bill Cole, right, that was involved, right?
Sure.
And doing this, I want to show you something, because you're about to go into what you saw on my social media, right? So what did you see on my social media?
Right? I mean, you can't
No.
It's
not even an interview. Now, I'm gonna open my laptop up here for more than just. This is my calendar for today. Okay, this is my calendar for today. It's my wife's calendar too. It's empty because she's working. But so my next guest today, when we get off the air today, is going to be whom?
It's showing me up. That's a big diversity in the quality of guests right there. You have.
No, I mean Bob Baffert. I texted him on Monday. I'm literally on Monday night before the Ravens game because I'm not at the game at 6:30. I'm thinking, all right, what am I doing on the radio this week? Well, it's Baltimore-Washington weekend. It's Baltimore-Washington weekend. The team formerly known as the Skins, and we're going to play football, and we might be 3-0, but we might be 2-1, and Lamar might stink, and we might. So I'm thinking about, oh yeah. They're running the Preakness this week. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's not May. Wait. Well, how would I know they're running the Preakness this week? Because nobody's told me, right? Like, there's nobody here. The friggin' lights aren't even on, right? Like, nobody has even told me. And I text Bob Baffert. And, this speaks to what kind of a human being he is. But, and I've known Bob 25 years, I guess, right? So I text Bob Baffert, like, not even realizing there is a Preakness, not even realizing that, like, the horse's name. By the way, the horse that won the Derby, do you want to tell everybody the horse's name? Because I'm assuming 85% of the audience doesn't know the horse's name, but it's the greatest name, isn't it?
Yes.
Isn't it a great name? Don't you want to bet on this horse, right?
I mean, I'm a lawyer. Of course I was betting 'tis the law. I had him winning the Triple Crown. I thought he was going to win the Triple Crown, the Travers, and the Breeders' Cup all in one swoop for the I think right? Who's ever had four? I think two horses have ever had four of those races.
You have to give me Stan Salter on that because he'll have the answer. So I hit Baffert and said, "You want to come on?" And he said one word, "Sure." What time? And I said, what time's ideal? He said, tomorrow. I'll come on Wednesday. I'm like, so I hit him back, and this is what an idiot I am. And he laughed at me. I hit him back. I said, are we doing 10 a.m. Pacific or Eastern? Now, you can ask a horse trainer that because it's 7 in the morning out there, right? And
he's probably here.
he texts me back, LOL, Baltimore. So he's already here. He can grab me. He probably was at the football game Monday. I don't know. But I didn't. I figured maybe he shipped in on Thursday or something. What do I know? So they don't tell me anything. They don't operate locally. They operate half out of Canada, half out of Fort Lauderdale. And now they're going to run a race during Baltimore-Washington week. And they're like, they don't even want to tell anybody they're running the race. It's insane, dude. It's insane.
You want to make some money, Nestor? I got a business proposal for you. I need your help. Do you know the commemorative Preakness glasses? They got the names
they break and they shard, and I know all about them. You have every one.
If you go to Louisville, Kentucky, if you go to Keeneland out in Lexington, they got every year's Kentucky Derby glass for sale in their gift shop. If you go anywhere in Kentucky now, before the race, after the race, any little mom and pop grocery shop, you can buy the little 4-pack of the commemorative Preakness glasses or Derby glasses. Where can you go? Where can you go to find these glasses? And I think it's a gold mine. Like, where's the Jockey Club? I'll go door to door to mom and pop grocery shops if I can get $1 a glass, and I will populate the little grocery around here, the little grocery up.
How about we just have a flag down at the harbor that says the race is happening this week? Can we at least get that? Can somebody anywhere at the Maryland Jockey Club, Laurel, Pimlico, Preakness, Timonium, Bowie, any of these, Rosecroft, for crying out loud, Ocean Downs. Will anyone acknowledge that there's a race this week? So
they don't care unless they can pack people in the infield to watch train play or something like that.
We did see Bruno Mars. Come on now, Bruno Mars was there. Come on.
Was Bruno Mars there?
Yeah, man. My wife, I took her out to see Bruno Mars. I mean, back when he was like, they thought he was Bruno Sammartino or a Mars Candy Bar. I don't know what it is. Todd Schuler's here, Blondale Miller. Go ahead, Todd.
No, I'm saying I want to go. God, I can't wait. Please tell me we're not going to be doing this again next year. I know we've talked plenty about COVID, but I love me some Black-Eyed Susan Day, and I spend all day out there, and I have a big Preakness party in the neighborhood, every Preakness, and this week used to be, I can remember driving to school. I lived up 83, and I'd drive down to Cockeysville for school, and the hot air balloon race would come across
Unbelievable.
Ridge and all that, Where's the fanfare, Nestor?
Where's the crab races, hon? Todd Schuler's here, Blondale Miller Schuler. And the cool part now is out on Zoom. I can actually take you out to the website, tour you around. I know you're proud of the Damn Good Lawyer website, so I'm going to give you a chance. But when I do ask you about the law and say, nobody wants to deal with a lawyer, call a lawyer, maybe go drinking with a lawyer, go down to Pizza John's or something, have a piece of pizza with you guys or whatever. But if I'm calling you, chances are I got screwed, somebody's screwing me, whatever happened. But you guys do many, many things, and everybody at some point in their life's going to need a lawyer for something, right? We don't think about it, but then you need to know a guy or a girl in this case, right?
Yeah. So if you call us, it doesn't cost any money. And that's a very important thing. And I can't always help you. I don't always know your problem. Sometimes I can answer a question for you that's relatively easy to answer and send you on your way. Sometimes I can connect you with another lawyer, or maybe your problem isn't with the law. Maybe your problem is with the political process, and I can steer you toward your county councilman. If we do have a case, if we do have a car crash, or we do have a workers' comp injury or a construction accident or something that we can do, we're going to take your case all the way. And that is different from our colleagues. It is easy to be in our business and to take cases in and to settle them along the way and to move on. We're not afraid, as our website says, to take cases to trial. And if you really want to settle a case, if you really want to maximize the value you can out of your case, you have to be willing to go to trial, and you have to have a lawyer that's willing to go to trial with you. And I think that is what we offer that is different and apart from our colleagues around us. And in fact, we take cases from other law firms because they don't want to go to trial. We'll go to trial for them. And we do that.
Harder work, right? Always harder work.
we're happy to take it. We're happy to take the hard cases, and we're happy to, to run with them. So.
Personal injury, motor vehicle collisions, workers' compensation. If you're watching that on the web stream, Todd Schuler, former local politician, now deciding to help people in other ways, right? And, of course, and you can find them at damngoodlawyer.com. We get together every week. We try to talk about making the world a better place in Baltimore, Washington, and football. And I brought this up all week, and it really goes back to my Free the Birds roots, Todd. And it's about the city, right? And it's about Baltimore Positive during a merge week, that the reason I did Free the Birds in 2006 wasn't some petty dispute with Peter Angelos. It was because I had stopped going to the games. People had stopped going to the games. People told me that they weren't coming back downtown until the team got better. Now they tell me other things 15 years later. But either way, Monday night was a really sad culmination of all of my years of work and living downtown and fighting to get a football team back in the 90s. And I've talked to you and other people about being out at that Saints-Dolphins game back in the early 90s and to whether we were going to be Bombers or Ravens and whether Boogie Wineglass is going to own the team. Then we had to go steal a team just to get a team. We had to do all that stuff. So I was around for all that. Then we had to get a stadium built. We had to do all these things so that one day our two-time Super Bowl champions might host a Monday Night Football game in September with the reigning MVP taking on the reigning Super Bowl MVP and Super Bowl champion in the kind of game that would put Baltimore on the national stage and everybody downtown, and it'd be $500 to get in, and everybody want to go, and there'd be tailgating and sausage and leftover heirloom tomatoes and corn for guys like you and me. And instead, man, at 5 o'clock, my wife says to me, hey, it's a game night. There's going to be some people out. I mean, we should just go out, put a mask on, walk around, take a beer. It's a beautiful night. It's 72 degrees. I put my purple short sleeve on, and we went for a walk. And dude, I hope what I saw Monday night's the bottom. And, and I'm Baltimore Positive, and that's where I am. But we got to get real about what this virus has done, what this leadership has done. We talk about leadership. And I walked through an empty city while I watched the Monday Night Football blimp. And then I came home and I watched fireworks over the stadium, put a picture up. And it created zero. The Colts could still be in Indianapolis, and we could be playing pinochle here. And that parking lot could be Hammerjack still, right? Literally, because no one was out. And I needed to see that and feel that in my heart, my soul, my gut for my town, in order to say, I hope this is the bottom, and that, maybe we'll have 7,500 people in 2 weeks, and maybe we'll get out of this, and maybe it's going to come crashing down, and who knows what's going to happen with the government at this point. But I hope that I hope that 3 years, 5 years, 10 years from now, when Lamar's around, whatever, that whenever the next time we get that, and the next time there's a Preakness in Baltimore, right, that we do these things the way they were meant to be done. And I'll let you take it over from there, because I don't know how you experienced the game on Monday night. I guess everybody ordered crawfish and sat in their basement, right?
Yeah, it can't be a matter of waiting for the politicians. It has to be the people that love the city of Baltimore and that realize how important it is. People like you and me and the two Billy Coles and my buddy Johnny O. I tell people I live up in the North County here in Baltimore County. If you work at Legg Mason and you fly out of BWI 3 days a week and you love the Preakness and you love the Ravens, you can't pretend that you don't live in Baltimore. You do. It's not some far off land that has its own set of problems regionally. And even our big brothers down in the other beltway, we need all of us that care about this town to do everything they can for the Preakness and for the Ravens and for downtown and for Harbor Place and for Fells Point, and whatever that takes. It's going to be rocky, but we have such good bones here. We have this big old Victorian house that some rooms you can't even go in because it's kind of leaky in there and there might be a snake. And some rooms are these grand ballrooms that if we just put a coat of paint on, we'd have them. And we got to all work together, and we got to do it. It's got to be the politicians. It's got to be the business owners. It's got to be the media personalities and the politicians from surrounding jurisdictions. And it's got to be everybody.
But the emptiness of downtown, wherever you are, out in the North County, East County, West County, uptown, downtown, all around, wherever you are, you need to know what happened down here on Monday night. And what happened down here on Monday night is what's been happening to the baseball team literally for 20 years, which is no one came. And because they were told not to come, they couldn't come, and law and all that. But I'm telling you, that was a sight to see. After all the wars we went through to get a team to be this good, to have those kind of nights, as hard as the Ravens work, and Dick Cass is our guest on Baltimore Positive this week with Don and I. We'll talk to him about it. And Baltimore and Washington and all of this other stuff. Todd Schuler is our guest right now. Blondell Miller Schuler. I would hold up a hat like I do for Cole Roofing or a shirt like I do for Liberty Pure. But at some point, you're going to get me a Blondell, but you're going to get me a damngoodlawyer.com hanky or something, right, to put up here? I mean, even Raskin Global gives me investments. You familiar with the investments here?
There you go. Investments.
Yeah.
I like that.
Tell everybody how to find you and give you guys some love down there in Essex, and then you can tell me how you watched the game the other night. We'll evaluate Lamar versus Mahomes.
Damngoodlawyer.com is the easiest way to get us, or 410-687-7878. Costs nothing to sit in a room with a lawyer and get your case pointed in the right direction. And it could be a really good decision that you make, because it could be a matter of maximizing the value for the injury that you sustained.
All right, Lamar and Mahomes, I didn't follow you particularly on social media Monday, and certainly not on Tuesday, but I get the vibe of where everybody is with the football team right now. And when we were walking through the city, I brought a Guinness made in Baltimore in my cup. I had a little Guinness milk stout. And I'm walking through the city alone. My wife literally said to me, we got the masks on, we're wearing our Raven stuff. She said, how do you think they're going to do? And I said, the one thing I can honestly say, they will be judged on this, and obviously judged harshly in the aftermath, right? Like, we're going to find out how good they are. And on Monday night, they were second best. And that will be the case up until the point where they get an opportunity to go beat the best again.
It was a dud. And I went to bed at halftime, and they were never in the game. But, 3 weeks, not week 3 of the season, but 3 weeks before the Mile High Miracle, they got beat like a drum by the Denver. And I think they got beat by the Giants in that run. I mean, they limped into the playoffs. We have a very good football team. They absolutely laid a dud. Kansas City Chiefs are the best team in the NFL. There's no disputing that anymore. They're the kings till you take them down. But we got a solid squad, and we're going to be in the playoffs, and we're going to go deep into the playoffs, and we're probably going to get a shot at them. 20-minute
segment, and I don't think I said the R word. Did I? Did I, or did I not?
Hail to the R word?
By the end of the week, I'm going to try to coach it out. It would be a lot better if they had a real name, right? And it wasn't WTF or whatever it is, right?
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. The extra name would have gone a long way this year, but
the red something, the Red Sea, the red last place. I hope we don't lose to them. That's all. That's it, right? Can't lose to them on Sunday. Got to go to 3-1.
Don't worry about that.
I will see you next week, and I will stop by. And at some point, I'm going to get some pizza with you down at Pizza. I haven't been to Pizza John's in a couple weeks. I am owed one. So I see some pepperoni and mushroom in my future.
See you then.
We'll see you in Essex. Todd Schuler, Blondell, Miller, Schuler, damngoodlawyer.com. He visits with us. We talk life. We talk sports. We talk politics. We talk Baltimore Positive. I am Nestor. You can find me nasty at WNST.net. We are merging the streams of the former WNST.net, the current Baltimore Positive, and all the work we've done with Don Moeller into one place. And Luke Jones will stand on the hill in Owings Mills and tell you all about the Orioles and the Ravens and the Terps if they ever decide to play. Big Ten, we'll see. Debating all sorts of things. We are WNST.net, AM 1570, Taos in Baltimore, and we never stop talking Baltimore Positive.